Kind of, we survived. We did get an episode out.
Hell yeah, we did.
Just in time.
Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Do you like my Doctor Who pen that you can hear? My little Doctor Who pen.
You've got a Doctor Who pen.
Yeah, when you press it, it
As
makes
if this
Doctor Who
show
noises.
couldn't get any lamer.
Yeah, I know, right? It's literally... It, like, does Dalek noises and stuff. I keep it right next to me, right near my heart, so I feel better about doing the Doctor Who podcast.
That's great. That's great. I've probably got a few of those hidden away somewhere.
Yeah, I've had it
just
since,
hiding
like...
where I don't want people to find them.
Like the UK, like, I've had it for, like, fucking years. Like, at least over 10 years. It's crazy.
Damn. Alrighty. Well, yeah. So a few audio difficulties yesterday. In the last episode of the show, which provided, I guess, like a bit of a fun change of pace for an episode. I know it's literally just gone up like 10 minutes before we're recording this week's episode. So Connor, I take it
that's right.
You've not listened to a second of it.
I have. I've listened to about a minute of it, and that's about it.
Oh, okay. Well, the first like 10 minutes is normal, and then it gets a bit funky.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't
Cool.
actually listen to like that part of it, just the first minute, but yeah, still. Well done, Aiden.
Thanks, mate. That's a round of applause for me. Thank you. Just
Yay!
Thanks, guys. I saved the show. Anyways, on to another show. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. If it does, I'll be
hope
having
not.
stern words with technology in general.
With Audacity, yeah.
With Audacity. It has the audacity to do that. God damn. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
The pun was just there waiting for me. Today we're talking about the Sontaran Stratagem and the Poison Sky.
Correct.
Wow. The Sontarans.
Yep, they're here. Classic villain. Female writer.
They're
Martha's
back,
back. Units in it. Big episode.
Yeah, it's a big one. Lots happening.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can't say it lived up to my memories of it, to be honest.
Really?
But,
not again.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Aiden.
I know.
You watched it too much as a kid.
Anyways.
You ruined it.
Possibly. That could possibly be it, yeah. Although I don't remember being in love with it as a kid. I just remember just kind of liking it. But, I don't know. I've got... let's go into the intro.
Okay.
And then we'll go into the episode.
Okay.
All right?
Let's do it. 50% podcast.
And we are...
Back.
So, the first part, my tongue got ahead of me there, of this episode is the Sontaran Stratagem, which is the fourth episode of the fourth series of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who, which depicts the adventures of a time-traveling humanoid alien known as the Doctor. Wait, did you know that?
No, I
Did
actually
you know
didn't know
that?
that. Shit.
Damn, I tell you every week. The episode was broadcast on BBC One on the 26th of April 2008. The episode and its sequel, The Poison Sky, were written by Helen Rayner, who previously wrote the linked episodes Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks in the third series.
Correct.
So I'd say these are better than those two, but
I totally agree, yeah.
still not fantastic in my book. Connor, I'm sat here with a warm beer. Nice warm beer.
Yeah, I went and got some cider just then, so a delicious beverage to have on the show. It's also Australia Day tomorrow, so we've got no work tomorrow. I don't know about you, but I haven't got work tomorrow. Are you working tomorrow?
I got work early in the morning, but I'll be off by
shit.
like 11.
Well, there you go. It's Australia tomorrow, so we're having a bit of a party episode of the 50% Doctor Who podcast, baby.
Hey, not that we support Australia Day, right?
Yeah,
we are
so,
neutral.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... Every year it gets a bit more controversial to say you celebrate Australia Day. A lot of people claim it to be Invasion Day. People want to change the date. Even things like there's a cricket match on tomorrow, and I'm actually big into cricket. It's the only sport I like, and they're not referring to tomorrow as Australia Day. They're referring to January 26th. So it's interesting, but yeah.
Which, yeah, to me, like, the concept of Australia Day, just like celebrating Aussie culture and whatever, like, I think that's great fun, but it's just like, why is it on this date? Like, it's such a bad date. We have a lot of UK listeners out there. Australia Day, yeah, it's our big public holiday that we have every year, January 26th, where we just celebrate Australia and the culture that we are, but it sort of originates from from when like the settlers came and invaded Australia, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, there's a lot of pain behind that date to a lot of people, basically.
Yeah, a lot of slaughtering would have happened on that day and on the days that followed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that relate to that date are things like the stolen generation, which is a horrendous part of Australian culture that often gets overlooked. There's a lot of things like that. And yeah, if you don't know about these things, I recommend looking them up. Because it's just a great concept for a public holiday, but in my opinion, it's just on the wrong day. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. So a lot of people feel like that. A lot of people feel the complete opposite. As per usual, humans clash with each other, and everyone has an opinion, and people like to talk about their opinions. So it's I
was reading an article,
bit of a weird space.
Everyone's like, it's always been on this date. You can't change it. It's only been a thing since like the 70s or something like that.
Right.
Like, it's not like it's like an ancient tradition from hundreds and thousands of years. I mean, Australia's not even that old.
Well, it's like, you know how we have a public holiday for the Queen's birthday, but only WA celebrates it on that day, and it's not even the Queen's birthday, and then all the other states do it at different times as well, and that's not even the Queen's birthday. It's bizarre.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
I know. Our one is different. Our Queen's birthday holiday is different to the rest of Australia's because we have WA Day, Western Australian Day.
West Australia Day. Yeah.
Fuck, I feel like Australia, we just have the weirdest celebratory holidays, don't we?
Yeah, so it's like the Queen's birthday, have a day off. It's Australia Day, have a day off. It's WA Day, have a day off. Like, hey, look, it happens.
It's good fun. But very, very controversial. And I don't think we should stick on it for too much longer. Yeah. Because we're here to have fun and talk about Doctor Who.
That's right.
And the silly potato men.
That's why I'm here.
That's why we're all here, baby. Connor, as always, we got 2 episodes to get through when we don't have very long to do it. So
you're not wrong.
I'm going to have to speed through a couple of things, but let's see how we go. Take it from the top, Connor.
Yes, I had a feeling I'm going to have to take it quite fast this week. That's okay.
Bit of haste.
Let's go. All right.
Woo!
Episode 1, the Sontaran Stratagem. Let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
We start this episode with a reporter going to the Radicum Academy to say, "Yo, this Atmos thing is gonna kill everyone," and they're like, "Oh no, it ain't. That's bullshit. It's not gonna happen at all."
That is bullshit.
And as you may have thought, it's not bullshit because this woman tries to drive away and go to Unit, who's very big in this episode. Unit's in it massively after only being. I don't think it's really mentioned and shown a little bit before Unit, hey, but this is their first episode where they've really shown us what they're like, despite them being really big in the classic era, obviously. But she goes to go to Unit and the car puts itself in first and somehow drives itself into the river.
Yeet.
I respect it's practical. I remember even watching the Confidential back in the day.
Yeah.
And it actually showing how that was practical. I was like, that's pretty cool. Like they actually did that with an actual car, which I thought was sick. And you can tell they actually did it with a car, which is sweet. Get another quick little glimpse in the TARDIS of the Doctor and Donna just having fun, and Donna's flying the TARDIS. A scene that I've always thought funny. The score, it's like
that was cool. Dun,
lovely scene. And I think he says the 1980s. It's like you're about to crash into 1980s, and she's like, "What am I going to do? Put a dent in it?" And he's like, "Well, someone did." I like that line. It was funny.
Yeah. Is that a reference to something?
Maybe.
I couldn't for the life of me.
That's the era I want to be in. That's literally the era I want to be in. Like going to discos every Friday and boogieing. That's the kind of life I want to live.
Yeah, boy.
And then Martha calls. Of course, Martha gave the Doctor her phone at the end of The Last of the Time Lords, and of course, this is her phone, so she calls the Doctor. It's the most cheesiest line on earth, where it's like, "Doctor, it's Martha, and I'm bringing you back to Earth," and it just goes to the credits. I was like, bro, I can't believe I watched the first part last night with Daniel and my best friend Mitchell, despite the fact I didn't really want to, because Mitch doesn't like Doctor Who. He's barely watched any, and I was like, I don't know if this is the episode I want you to watch, but he was like, I promise I won't complain about it. To his credit, he didn't, And then they left, and then I watched the second part today. So there were scenes like this where I was like, I'd just rather him not see this part because it doesn't represent Doctor Who very well. But
Yeah.
because it's a bit fucking cheesy. But it's great to have Martha back, and she's looking fine and dandy, might I add.
Yeah, always. Another thing I'll say though about that line, that little dolly shot into her face, is like, it's so dumb because like Planet of the Apes ends and it's like, next time, Doctor, I'm bringing you back to Earth. Yeah. And this episode starts, it's like a small scene, and then it's like, Doctor, I'm bringing you back to Earth. They should have ended like Planet of the Apes with the Doctor and Donna like getting into
that would have been cool,
and the Doctor being like, I'm gonna teach you how to fly, babe, or
babe.
Not that line, but mate, teach you how to mate, babe.
Yes.
And then phone rings. Hi, it's Martha. I'm bringing you back to Earth.
Right. So yeah,
a bit of a cooler cliffhanger than it being spoiled, you know.
Right, because the end of this two-parter, it led straight into Doctor's daughter. So
exactly, it'll be like a cool little like 4-part.
I see. Yeah, Aiden for showrunner once again, ladies and gentlemen. We get to see a lovely scene though where the Doctor and Martha get reunited. I'm not sure how long it's been for the Doctor since they've met, or even Martha, but I presume it's been at least like a year or something, or like.
Well, she's engaged.
Yeah, so Tom Milligan, who we saw briefly in Sound of Drums, Last of Time Lords. Well, no, it wasn't in Sound of Drums, it was just in Last of Time Lords, so that's cool. But it's kind of depressing. I said to Dan yesterday when we were watching it, I'm like, well, that's a bit depressing because she is with Mickey at the end of End of Time Part 2. So clearly her engagement goes to shit.
Yeah, I don't recall any of this. Like, I don't remember her really. I remember her showing the ring, but I don't think as a kid I registered that she was like engaged already. Like, I don't know what happened there. I just had an aneurysm, I guess. I don't know.
I guess they just like break up. And then they're
I guess Russell just didn't know what to do and just wanted her to be happy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can't actually remember if. Oh no, actually, sorry. I'm just gonna say at the end of End of Time Part 2, I'm not sure if they actually are together. But then I think Martha has a line where it's like, "Oh, you're the one who decided to marry me," or something like that. So
that's very quick.
Yeah, literally, that's what I'm thinking. Like, Martha clearly moves on quickly. She left the Doc to Tom Milligan, then Mickey. Let's just hope they ended up together.
To be fair, we don't know when that flashback, or not flashback, that bit with Martha and Mickey is set.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no timestamp on there.
Right. I mean, he would have had to hop all over to try and find them.
Yeah.
I read somewhere once, apparently it took him like weeks and months to find all those people. It doesn't make sense because he was regenerating. Anyway.
Well, because isn't there a quote somewhere? I don't know where it is, but it's like he went back and saw all of his.
Yeah, so I was telling you about that a few episodes ago. When he's talking to Joe Grant in Sarah Jane Adventures, and it's Matt Smith's Doctor, and he said, last time I was dying, I went to visit all of you. So he visited every companion, not just the ones you saw.
Me.
Yeah, so not even just the ones you saw, like dead set, all of them. So yeah, I think that's really cute, but it's like it's such favoritism for Tennant because like Matt's is quite depressing and sad, and Pete is definitely the most depressing. He like dies alone. He wants to die alone.
I mean, he just wants to die. Pete
does. Legit. He went from like not accepting it to just accepting it and dying alone when like David gets every goodbye on planet Earth pretty much from all of his companions.
I think David's goodbye is kind of for David, but I think it's also like Russell's victory lap, you know?
Oh, 100%. And he deserves it because he grew this massive fucking universe in 4 seasons, and you can't help but love it. Yeah. I'm so excited for that final.
I've started watching It's a Sin.
I'm so keen.
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes in. Very good, very good. I'm loving it. I can't help but think, what would Doctor Who be like with like if Russell's 4 seasons, like regardless of the quality of the scripts, maybe the scripts are exactly the same scripts, but just like I wonder how they would look, because
he has spoken about that a bit.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but I mean, like he got away with it the way he did in his episode, so I just wonder like what his era would look like if it was made now.
Yeah, I would be so interested to see that, and Yeah, to clarify, I'm so keen to watch. It's a sin. I'm gassed. I've just been a bit too busy, and I've barely fit in watching these 2 episodes. So I got a bit of time this week. I actually want to watch it. The one thing I did do was I came home, and I think it was Sunday. It would have been Sunday evening at that point. It was like 3 a.m. or something ridiculous. And I went on to Stan, and I saw it was on there. And I was like, I'm going to hit the first episode, close my eyes, and skip to the end credits and check if Murray scores it. Because I knew he would.
Yeah, he does.
I know. I was like, I knew he would, but I just... Because I went on Wikipedia before it came out, and I was like, I couldn't see if he was or not. But I was like, I knew he would. But just to see it there made my heart... It just became warm and fuzzy, and I felt like pixie dust got spread on it, and I just felt like a man again. It was amazing.
It's good. It's very Murray. And it's... Yeah, it's a good score. And the show itself, like, within the first half hour of the episode, like, you definitely feel them Russell emotions already. Like, and these are new characters.
I bet.
So,
yeah, really keen to watch it. Really keen to watch it.
It's good shit. It's good shit. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more next week or the week after once we both watched it.
Finished it.
The audience have had a chance to watch it a bit more as well.
Correct.
So it only dropped like 2 days ago.
It did, yeah. Yeah, it did. But yeah, we get to see that Martha is now working for UNIT. They rushed her to become a doctor because of her experience in the field. Not sure how that works, but it is what it is. Really good line from Donna where she's like, is that what you did? You turned into a soldier? And I was like, that's a good way of looking at how the Doctor really changes his companions. We're going to see UNIT, which is really cool. And there's a really cool line where it's like, well, technically you still work for us. Yeah, the UNIT rocks by Murray Gold.
So good.
UNIT does rock. Oh, it's like
does.
I love how it's like, you know, the Doctor still technically works for them, which I thought was really cool. And I still throw it back.
Yeah. I'll say though, and I think this is one of my main flaws that I struggle with the episode. Was UNIT was fucking boring in this episode.
Do you think so?
Like, I think as a kid I was like, yeah, it's the Space Army, it's cool. But like, I'm watching it now with comparison as with what Moffat does with it and with what Classic Who does with it. Moffat does a very similar approach to Classic Who, where like UNIT isn't just like the Space Army or whatever. Like, it's got characters in it. Obviously, you would have definitely heard of Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, who's definitely the heart of UNIT. But even then, there's like a couple of soldiers that during Classic Who are recurring, and you get to know them quite a bit. And obviously, when Moffat takes over, he brings in Kate, who I think was a great addition. Yeah. Just in time for the 50th. And then obviously introduces Osgood as like, the sort of techie science side of it, which is a side that I think gets overlooked in this serial, where these 2 episodes are just like military gun wars, pew 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 pew.
I kind of like that. I know it's very simpish for me to say, but
why?
Well, I'll tell you, because I haven't said this yet. Actually, I probably should. But when I was a kid, like, this was dead set. Apart from Empty Child, these 2 partos were my favorite episodes.
Really?
Yeah. Apart from Empty Child. I loved these episodes. I thought they were so cool and violent and out there, and I loved so much about it. And that's why I think I kind of I can hit Aiden about and going, oh, how dare you? I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying that, now when I watch it, I'm like, I can't help but kind of love it. Even though I know it's not great, but I can't help but love it.
The thing for me is, like, the characters that they do make from UNIT are so unlikable. Like, they're like, oh, the Doctor's back. He's one of our old friends. But they're just a cunt to him the whole episode. Sorry, that was a bad, rude word. I don't know if we've ever dropped the C-bomb on here before.
I don't know. I think the Doctor's...
dickheads to him.
I think the Doctor's more of a cunt to them, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, look, the more I watch David's Doctor, and believe me, I love him. I think he's amazing. He's such a impatient narcissistic person, or alien.
Yeah.
He's so like bossy, and he says his opinion, doesn't care. He's really rude. Even when like, even a little thing like Martha's like reading like something off like a file or something, and he like rips it out of her hands and starts reading it, and he asks for someone's phone. He's like, "I need to borrow your phone. Hurry up!"
Yeah.
And he's like yelling at the general all the time. And I understand he's trying to say, like, "Don't fight Sontarans. Like, you're gonna get massacred." And he's right a lot of the time, but also there's a way of handling it. And the thing is, if Unit listened to the Doctor, everyone would have died. Because he tries to stop them from bringing the Valiant down and bringing the where it gets the shells with no copper around it. If they listened to him, he'd be dead. And I think, again, David's biggest downfall, and this shows in Wars of Mars, it's just that he gets way too, I don't know. No one really stops him, and that's his biggest downfall. I mean, as a character, I think it's really cool to watch, and David's so good. I just think the way his Doctor is written, he's a lot more narcissistic than I remember. I used to think Dave was the coolest thing ever. He still is, but he's a lot more narcissistic than I remember.
Totally. Another problem I have throughout this entire episode is like they make a big deal about Martha being back, but she's kind of not in like the entire two-parter.
Yeah, I thought that.
It's just like bitch Martha, the shit one.
Yeah, and also so I'm just opening another drink. Also, Donna is separated from the Doctor for a majority of it. She goes back to see her family, and then she gets stuck on the Sontaran ship in the second episode. It's a really kind of companion light episode, which is really weird considering they've just reunited Martha and the Doctor, and it's a really cool dynamic to see how Donna and Martha would interact with each other. But there's barely any scenes of them interacting, and what the scenes they do have together are really fucking great. Like, there's that scene that's in the beginning of the episode, kind of maybe 20 minutes in, where Martha asks Donna about if she's told her family where she is. And it's so good. And it's like how she says, my family got tortured. They're imprisoned. They're only just getting over it now. Man, I love shit like that. Like that, scenes like that are just what's lacking today in Doctor Who. Like, totally. Those things. That scene was
Speaking
so
of which, we obviously get the scenes where Donna goes back to Wilf. And her mum, obviously.
I haven't seen you for days.
Yeah, that stuff was like
I haven't seen you for days.
Though. I don't know.
I haven't seen you for days. I love that line so much.
And then there's when she sees Wilf, it's like a big nice moment and stuff. But fuck me, the cinematography sucked ass.
Did you like the scenes before that when she was walking down and they get flashbacks to Partners in Crime, Vaz Pompeii, and Planet of the Ood?
Not really.
Yeah, it's a bit. I remember thinking it was really dramatic before. It wasn't as well done as I remember. I
was like, bruh, we're 4 episodes in. You
have
some shit over the last 2 episodes, sure, but maybe wait at least a couple more episodes before you start pulling this.
Yeah, so that's the impression I got. I understand it's a character standpoint. It's holy shit, she's gone through a lot, but I understand her walking home and being I have done all this, and I know her neighbor just said, I haven't seen you for days. And she's like, yeah, I've been all... And I know that's going to trigger a few thoughts in your head. But, yeah, it's a cool scene, though. I love how Will's been sneaking pork pies in the car, even though he's supposed to be on a diet. So funny.
That's me.
Unfortunately, I can't do that anymore. Fortunately, I can't. But, yeah, the whole family dynamic with Sylvia, Wilf, and Donna is so funny. Sylvia just reminds me of my mum so much. Everything she says, my mum said to me at least 10 times in my life, and it's pretty funny. So I love that dynamic, and so I know you're gonna disagree with this. I think Luke Radigan's so fucking funny and cool, but you're gonna think you're gonna say you're gonna hate him, aren't you? You hate Luke Radigan, don't you?
He's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Nah, he's he's fucking annoying.
I'm trying to find something good to say.
I don't. Yeah. He. You know what? And all I could think this entire episode was, it looks and it feels and the performances and the way it's colored, even down to like, to me, the production design felt a little cheap. Like the sets looked a little cheaper. That Sontaran teleport thing looked pretty cheap to me.
Fair enough.
And the purples, which aren't really like a Doctor Who, like the bright purples that they associate throughout this entire episode, and the blues, just that shade of those colors isn't really a Doctor Who-y color.
It's very purple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really purple.
It's like Hank and Marie's house.
And
it's just so full of purple.
Everything about this episode made me think this is a Sarah Jane Adventures episode. It just really felt like one to me.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true.
Everything about it. Seriously, the whole way through, I just couldn't stop thinking it's just Sarah Jane. 'Cause it's really light-hearted as well, which I guess is maybe
light-hearted? How many people die in this damn thing?
Yeah.
I mean, look, this is the first time in a while I've had rose-colored glasses on, and with Annette, because like, I loved this episode as a kid. I watched it so much. It was always my favorite. And I remember like even going to school and being like, oh, it's such a violent episode. Like it's hell, Doctor Who's gotten hell dark, and I love the path it's going down. After hating the first couple of episodes of season 4, I was like, finally, like it was like finally I have an episode I really could relate to. I really loved.
Yeah.
I loved the war aspect of it. I loved the Doctor going in and firing a squash ball at a Sontaran and it hitting the back of its neck. I just love that shit. I love that. It's such an unlikely shot to get. The fact that if you fired something and it hits the back, ricochets off the wall, and happens to hit the one point in the back that you wanted it to, I just love how completely stupid it is. I love it.
We know Ten's got a good shot though, because he does the same thing in Human Nature.
Ah, okay. So when the script wants him to, you're trying to say.
Pretty much. There's no fucking Ryan Sinclair character arc here of him learning how to throw a fucking ball for a season.
True.
He's just instantly got it.
True, because it's a good episode. Hey-oh! According to me, I love how there's a pool in the Radican Academy. Did you like the scene where they try and kill the Doctor by making the Jeep drive into a lake?
Oh, sure.
Turn right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
It's funny when he's like, run, and then they run, it just kind of sparks a little. That was kind of funny.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Oh, is that it?
Go on.
Two things. One of them I touched on before, so I'll just cover it quickly. Is that I really think the cinematography throughout both episodes, but mainly in the first episode, was pretty shit. Nothing stood out. And in the first one, like, whoever was operating on the camera, like, all the tracking shots felt jolty. And that's why, like, those crane shots, when Donna ran to Wilf, I just thought they looked really shit, because, like, they were jolty. The zoom was, like, when it zooms out of Donna and it reveals her running down the street, it just, like, it was all jugged, and, it just wasn't a smooth-looking episode. And then the other thing that I think we should talk about is, it's kind of difficult, because for us, this was never, like, a redesign.
The Sontaran.
But what do you think of the look of the Sontarans? Because they are a redesign.
They are. So, yeah, I feel like the helmet's a bit more classic, with just the head. I might be wrong, because you're more of a classic fan than I am, but I got the impression that the helmet's a bit more classic. But I feel like the design, I don't know, like, we get to see Dan Starkey, obviously, who plays Strax.
Yeah, playing a different Sontaran, though.
Plays a different Sontaran, correct, yeah. But he's in it, and they're the only two you see.
Yeah.
So we're just meant to assume that they all just, it looks like, how do you tell each other apart? But they kind of do look different. Like, I'm sorry, Mum, I'm filming the podcast. Sorry.
Classic.
Didn't say anything. Sorry, they didn't know I was filming. again, from a pure nostalgic aspect, I like it, but I can tell a lot of like classic fans wouldn't have been happy with it.
See, like, I liked it as a kid, but I think it's because, like, it was colourful and it went with the purples well and stuff, but...
It's a very purple episode.
Like, I look at it now and I'm like, I hate the blue. I really hate the blue. It's just so, like, unthreatening and colourful, and it looks like a kid's toy. The classic designs and the designs which they look like they're going in for Series 13...
Yeah, that's very classic in Season 13.
Yeah, it looks much better, like the dark greys and silver and
See,
and
I
the
don't
light
just
grey.
hate on fucking Chibnall Zero. Fans of the show.
Yeah. We got things we like.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Damn straight.
Yeah, look, yeah, I wasn't huge in them. I thought, yeah, kids' toys. It's the best thing. But, okay, I'm complaining about these colours, right? But I do love the look of the Series 4 DVD, which had, like, it was all the purple and blue colours.
That's right.
Which was nice. Anyways, do go on.
Yeah, so, do you like the, do you like the Klein Martha?
No.
Yeah, me either.
It's just, fuck.
I love
hate
the two
it.
soldiers who go in, and it's like, alright, they're like classic, like, chirpy English lads, like,
Yeah.
alright, governor. Oh, did you just get out of school early? And they zap his legs. He's like, my legs. I can't feel my legs. And, like, I just love how they're like, what? This might even just be a goof, but, like, I love in the second episode where only one of the Sontarans knows what they look like, the 2 unit soldiers, but they're sending the whole fleet into a factory full of unit soldiers, and somehow these two twats who are just standing there don't get shot. Then only one of the Sontarans knows what they look like, which is General Stahl, who's up on the ship. So they just stand there like, and then the one Sontarans walk up to me. It's like, "We're here to help you, sir." And it's like, okay, how the hell do they know what they look like? It just doesn't make any sense. I hate the fact that they did that shit. It's so dumb.
How shit's that shot as well when the Sontarans, they come in and it's just like a boring ass corridor.
Yeah, what is that about?
And then they shoot and it's just like a sped up spin.
And it spins.
Yeah, I don't know if I... is it Douglas Adams? Is that what he's called? Douglas McKinnon. Who is actually quite a good director, in my opinion. I knew I recognised the name, because I believe he's done a lot throughout the whole show. So this is his first 2, and then he does The Power of 3. He does Cold War. He does Listen. He does Time Heist. He does Flatline.
Whoa.
He does The Husbands of River Song.
Whoa.
And Sherlock, he does The Abominable Bride.
Bruh. Fair enough.
He's a good director, and he does like his colour, which is a reason I'm surprisingly keen to watch Husbands of River Song, because I never was a massive fan of that, but I feel like I will be now. And Abominable Bride I've always adored just because of how colourful a lot of the scenes are.
Never loved it, but yeah, I can appreciate what they were trying to go for.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you've seen it. It's definitely very high on my list of shows to get into soon. I'm pretty sure that is every episode of Good Omens. He directed every episode, I think.
Really? With David Tennant?
Yeah. I think... Is it 6 episodes, I think?
Well, I've been keen to watch that.
I really want to. Yeah, he directed all 6 episodes of Good Omens. Cool, sorry, I digress. Where were we?
That's fine. So, I suppose we should wrap up episode 1. Which is, we've been a bit ramble with it, but it is what it is. On a bit of a schedule. So, yeah, the episode ends, of course, with Donna going, the Doctor finding Donna back at home and checking out all the cars outside. Rolf comes out and Silver like, "Oh my god, it's you! It's that Doctor Man!" And then all the cars on planet Earth start to go. Well, pretty much all of them. Everyone's got Atmos at least. We even saw briefly in Partners in Crime, there was like the taxi that you saw and it had Atmos sticker on it. Which
it did, didn't it? That was good.
It's a cool little nod. It shows that it's been around for a while. Like even Donna says like, "Oh, everyone knows what Atmos is. I've got Atmos and all that shit." And yeah. Okay. Even as a young lad who loved this episode, I hated the Sontaha.
And then fucking Is he called Luke? Is that what he's called? Luke?
Yeah.
He fucking like rocks up and he's like
Sontaran.
so lame.
It's so
lame.
And it's like the Sontarans like hell sweaty boys, and it's like a close up shot. It's like like he's like hitting someone from behind in bed. Like it's all I could think about. And then it ends. Did you like the cliffhanger though? Like all I could think about is Wilf's in the car like smashing the window. Surely you just grab like a fucking brick or something.
Yeah, it's all right. I think it's the last shot. Is really cool when the doctor like runs into the street and the street is just like fully smoked up. That would have been. I don't know how they. Well, I know how they filmed it. I don't know how they logistically were allowed to do that. You know, like, but yeah, that looked really cool. I think it was a pretty alright cliffhanger. It's pretty silly when the spikes come out of the the bonnet. They look so shit. But yeah, it's good.
Aiden, if you ever get stuck in a car and there's a load of smoke coming out, here's what you do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You take, you know in your car seat you have that little thing where your head sits on. It comes off 2 poles. You take that out and you use the 2 poles to smash the window.
I see.
That's what you should do if you ever. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. God forbid it doesn't. But if you ever crash into like a fucking lake or something and you can't get out for some reason. Take off your like head resting and smash it against the window.
That could be a good bet.
Bear Grylls told me that, so it must be real.
Did he? Must work.
It must work. That's in episode 1, and then episode 2 begins with Sylvia getting a fucking axe and nearly killing Wilf by smashing the fucking window shield.
Yeah, the boys.
Which always made me laugh because she like. like nearly fucking kills him by opening it. She fucking smacks that boy so hard. It's like, what are the chances of you actually killing him? Like quite high.
Honestly, part 2, I hardly remember. It's just like to me a whole lot of like, oh, okay, going back to unit, and the doctor sits there, has an argument with the Sontarans. Meanwhile, Donna's on the spaceship. I don't remember.
You're recapping it for me, Aiden. Actually. Thank you so much.
Huh?
You're recapping it for me. Thank you.
Well, I can recap it in like 2 sentences. Doctor goes to military men. Military men yell at Sontarans. Sontarans say no,
I like
fuck
that
you.
Scene.
Donna crawls around a Sontaran spaceship. You have 3 fingers.
Oh God, Aiden.
This week on Rose Watch, we see Rose on the screen.
And it's always the same shot.
It is. Yeah, because it's in midnight, isn't it? It's the same one.
Yeah, is it only in midnight in this one?
I think so, yeah. I seem to remember it being in more, but I was thinking about it, and I couldn't recall.
Yeah, I know it's definitely in midnight. But I can't recall... Well, I was thinking as well, this season has so many like recurring companions. Like even Martha being in like 5 episodes is pretty big. Yeah.
Is she in Turn Left at all?
No, so she was in this 2-parter. She's in next week's, and she's in
the finale.
Obviously, Stolen Earth, Journey's End. So that's 5.
Yeah, I can't wait for those credits in Stolen Earth. That goes so fast you can't read it.
Bro, literally, it's gonna be so fucking sick.
It's kind of like the pacing of that episode. I don't know. I just remember watching Stolen Earth a few years ago and being like, okay, this was actually kind of rushed. But maybe I'll...
It's a lot to fill, though.
Yeah. So I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I hope. I don't know. What the fuck else happens in this episode? They make a rocket.
Well, do you like the scene where the Sontarans attack the factory?
Sure.
Jesus.
It's just dumb. It's just like military boys fighting, and I don't
really like this episode, do you?
It's just like basic bitch shit, you know.
Do you like anything from this season? I thought you
I used
love
to.
It.
Well, no, but the thing is, like, the last 2 episodes had like moral shit for it, and a good episode of Doctor Who, even if it is just a bit of shooty boys, like
it is very.
It should kind of be
boys.
like a bit of a deeper thing to it, especially if it's going to be a fucking 2-parter. And this is just like some short, bold, shooty boys shoot some shooty boys that kind of used to be something cool and will be again in a few seasons, you know?
Yeah, so, well, what do you mean for season 13?
No, I'm talking about Unit in season 7 when they actually get cool again.
I was going to say, like, the Sontarans, like, they don't ever get utilized again. We get Strax, who's just there for comic relief.
Yeah.
I feel like Moffat thought Strax was way too funny. And everyone else was like, okay.
The only scene that is like... There's 2 scenes, sorry, that are like actually funny with Strax.
The paper.
And I remember one of them, like, we lost our shit, and it was like a meme for a long time in Deep Breath.
Yeah,
when he gets the paper and is like, the Times, shall I send it up? Yes, please. And then he ditches out Clara's face. That was hilarious. And then the other thing, I don't know why, but I fuck with the memory worm sequence.
Oh,
in
no, I
the
thought you were going to say it. Look, sir, it's snowing. When he gets it done, he's like, sir, I'm here to be run over by a horse and carriage. That actually is pretty funny. To be fair, that is pretty funny. Look, it's been snowing.
So dumb. Fuck, I can't wait for Moffat's writing. It's so silly and I love it.
I mean, after the way the Sontarans are written in this episode to be like the most like bloodshed warriors who are so pissed off they couldn't find the time war. Oh, by the way, you know that species they mentioned they fought, is that from the classic era?
I think it's like always been that they were scrapping. But the thing is, like I think that's just like in Sontaran lore. The thing is though, the Rutans, I believe is how you say it. That's who they verse. That's their enemies. I believe they're just like little squids. Hold on.
They just beef with the Sontarans so much.
What was that?
They just beef with the Sontarans so much.
Yeah, they got Sonta hard a bit too much.
Aha.
They're actually in a Matt Smith Doctor Who game as well.
Oh, thank God. Can't wait to not play that. It's like that, you know that species of Daleks always fight?
The what?
You know that species of Daleks always fight, you said, and they were in the pilot?
Oh, the Thals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember
Thals are humans, though.
Are they? But didn't you say they're like a classic...
humanoid.
Didn't you say they're like a classic villain to fight the Daleks?
I mean, they're in Genesis, the Daleks.
That's it.
There might be a bit more than that. I don't know. How do I fucking spell Rutan? Why can't I spell the Rutans?
Why just put Doctor Who Rutans?
I did. That's literally what I wrote.
Maybe it's
okay. I found him.
Okay.
Can I screen share? Oh, you've disabled it. All right.
I disabled my video so the fucking audio doesn't fuck up again.
Well, look, Connor. They're a fucking green squid. Look them up when you get a chance.
Okay.
It's so silly.
They fight the squid for fucking years.
They fight. They can't beat the squid. That's for sure. Anyways, we need to speed through, Connor. We really don't have much time left before I gotta go.
Well, I mean, the fact that we pretty much already said everything.
They shoot a rocket
I
up.
looked them up. They look a bit silly.
Yeah, they do look very silly. They shoot a rocket up into the sky. It goes boom.
Well,
sets the gas on fire and it's gone.
Comes back alive. Thank you, Aiden. For the people that are wondering, Martha does come back.
She does.
Donna saves the day, gets transported back. Luke Radigan is crying on the floor because he finds out. He tells his college that he wants everyone to mate with each other. Basically,
oh yeah, that's fucked. That's
basically,
so silly.
kids, he wants them to fuck each other. Alright, they all want to fuck each other, and then they can have babies.
To mate.
Yes, literally. He should listen to fucking Donna. A lot of mating in this season.
Bang bang, baby.
Yeah, they shoot a rock up in the sky. The Doctor goes to give the Sontarans a chance before blowing them to fucking smithereens, something that Jodie's Doctor doesn't know about, clearly. Jodie's like, give them a chance? That's not about me, fam! Or something like that.
I'm not about that, fam.
I'm not about that, fam. I'm not going to give them a chance. They fucking suck. See you later. Boom! Dead.
That's the plot of Series 13, Episode 1.
Aiden Green for showrunner. I love how Dr. Goes like, I'm going to blow him to smithereens, and he doesn't do it. He's like, I'll do it. He says, I'll do it like 10 times. I'm like, even the Sontarans are like, bro, just do it. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And he doesn't do it.
And then Luke does it.
And then Luke does it. And then we get to see Wilfred come out of his house whistling, and we get to see the woman who goes, I haven't seen you for days, come out of her house and go, I haven't seen the sky for days. Yeah, boy.
That is great. It's also a great scene where we see Wilf stealing the house. That's cool.
Yeah.
But on Luke's death, it is really funny when he goes in and he goes, Sonta. Ha! Just blows him up.
And we get to see one of the little ships that was trying to fly away is the ship that crashes down to Earth, and you get to see it in Sarah Jane Adventures, which is pretty funny.
That is right. That's cool.
But yeah, just wrapping it up, we get to see the Doctor and Donna go back in the TARDIS. Really cute scene. Martha's like, yeah, I'm going. I want to go see Tom Milligan. And of course, the TARDIS gets sent to next week's episode, The Doctor's Daughter. Boom! Done. Wrapped up. Oh, yeah.
Bam, bam. To summarize my thoughts, didn't have anything to say for itself this episode. It was just shooty, let's do an action episode. Wilf, once again, GOAT. Doctor and Donna relationship wasn't really there to carry this one like it has done in other bits and episodes that maybe weren't that fantastic because they were separated the whole time. Sontarans are silly. They've not been done well yet in New Who. Hopefully that will get fixed up soon. They look silly. I thought the episode looked pretty shit. David was kind of just standard. Nothing crazy going in there. Luke Radigan shit. And I don't remember the music other than Unit Rocks.
The score was great. I disagree with everything you just said, but that's okay.
I'll fight you. Go on. Yeah, you give me your wrap up, Connor.
Yeah, loved it. I think it's so fun. It's such a fun episode. I've always loved it. I think it's just great.
So silly.
Sontarans are the best. I love the Sontarha. I love Martha's clone. I love the woman that says, I haven't seen you for days. That's like my favourite character from this season so far. That alone gets a point in my books. I love it. I think it's I know, jokes aside, I generally just have such a nostalgic orgasm when I watch it, so yep. Dead Air, Fresh Prince of Dead Air. Are you going to quickly, in 2 minutes flat, recap Goof of the Week and behind the scenes?
That's right. Yeah, I was literally about to do that. All right.
Sweet.
So, are we ready for Australia's favourite segment, everybody? You're a little early there, Connor. It's Goof of the Week. There we go. Goof of the Week. Speed round. Do you have any goofs? Because I actually don't. I don't know if I was that focused enough in the episode to actually.
Alright, one goof. In the Sontaran ship, there's bricks. There's like a brick wall. I was like, what's that doing in the Sontaran ship? Yeah, done. Goof.
I never noticed. Alright, let's head over to our good friend TARDIS Wiki.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the Sontaran Stratagem, the production errors are: the unit mobile lorry is much bigger on the inside than the outside. This was explained in the next episode's commentary. So like the set's too big. Maybe it's a fucking Time Lord thing, right? I don't know.
It's big on the inside.
When the TARDIS lands where the Doctor and Martha are supposed to meet, the camera pans. You can see that the inside panel of the TARDIS has been removed and the gap attached to the building behind it to give the TARDIS that bigger on the inside look without the use of a green screen. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool, although you could tell the lighting was a little bit different on the fence. I did notice that.
It was a cool shot, to be fair.
It was a really cool shot, though. I was a big fan that they did it. That was it for the Sontaran Stratagems Goof of the Week. Let's head over to the Poison Sky.
Poison Skis.
The Poison Sky.
Dead air.
Why can't I find it? This is not the time for this to happen. Oh no, okay, I'm just going to have to search for it separately. Why is it not just here? Oh, wait, got it. Gotcha. Alright, so I'll quickly scroll down. Oh, by the way, Are You My Mummy? That was a good reference. Sorry, I just saw a picture of that. That was cool.
That's a great reference.
Bet you love that, didn't you?
I did.
Alright, Poison Sky, production errors. When Martha's clone enters the mobile HQ, it can be seen that she entered through a normal building's door with daylight coming in through the window, which isn't presented on the back of the vehicle or in the previous episode. Wow. During the end, we see the Sontarans' weapons starting to target the Earth. They get ready to open up, yet when it's destroyed, they're still closed. I see. Sorry, they get ready and open up the weapons, but when it gets blown up, the weapon things are closed. During the warehouse battle, around the time when the Doctor tells Donna, "Hold on, I'm coming," the film crew can be seen reflected in a door at the right of the screen. Classic. When Colonel Mays confronts Commander Score, he raises his gun twice, once in one shot and again in the immediate next shot. Near the end, when Luke Radigan teleports onto the Sontaran ship, he catches the detonation device, then catches it again in a close-up.
Yeah,
Lol, he does actually. Yeah. That was a cool thing, by the way, that little teleport thing that happened. That looked cool. It was well done. When the corridor is blown up by the Valiant, one of the visual effects department's right shoulder can be seen. Ha! Classic. That was a lot of fun. A very, 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 very quick behind the scenes. Wowie, we are flying through this week. Not much to say for this one, I don't think. It was shot after Partners in Crime, and I think this was actually shot a bit later in the series. Sorry. It's the first major appearance of Unit since the revival. Obviously, they've just been in like little bits of the Salim ones and stuff like that. We got to, the Valiant was back. A big thing Davies wanted to do was sort of make this like kind of a little bit like a school reunion one, but a little different. Obviously, with Martha coming back. Okay, the unit privates Gray and Wilson were specifically written as alien fodder. Rayner initially envisioned the poisonous gas would be emitted by factories, but changed it in later drafts to cars for several reasons. The episode would provide social commentary, and the idea of an evil sat-nav system was much more engageable,
also
and irresistible. Davies thought the concept was so very Doctor Who because the series was produced out of order. The Atmos subplot was seeded in the previous episode, Partners in Crime. The 15th broken moon of the Masuda Cascade is also mentioned. The Masuda Cascade was previously mentioned in The Last of the Time Lords, Partners in Crime, and The Fires of Pompeii. In the episode, a system installed in the unit Jeep undramatically explodes. Originally, Rayner wanted it to be a large explosion, but reduced the explosion to several sparks to reduce costs and to lampoon an action movie cliche. That's funny. Look, not much else. The Sontaran Stratagem is the first episode to depict the cloning process. Originally, all the factory workers were to be clones, but Rayner reduced this to only Martha to solve continuity problems with the second part. So that's a fact there for you. And then we'll quickly jump over onto the Poison Sky. This segment's always a little bit all over the place at the moment. We need to find a better way of doing this, I think. Mainly, maybe I should just read it properly beforehand so I'm not just skim reading the whole time. During production, director Douglas McKinnon intended to have the episode's climactic scene in the TARDIS show the movable column in the center console move up and down much more rapidly than normal. However, when attempting to accomplish this, McKinnon ended up breaking the prop, which took 30 minutes to repair. Lol. This episode and the previous episode were filmed over 5 weeks, beginning in September 2007. Post-production was completed a week before the first part aired. Wow, that's pretty close deadline. When interviewed on Friday night with Jonathan Ross, Catherine Tate stated that she had been filming alongside 10 actors playing Sontarans for 2 weeks before she realized that there were actors inside the Sontaran costumes. She had assumed the Sontarans ran on electricity. It was not until an actor removed his helmet to reveal his real face that she realized her mistake. She stated she was freaked out by this and she had nearly died.
Wait, what? How does that work?
That's so silly.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all really. That's it. That's it for our special segments this week, I think. Sorry to rush through them, and in the future I'm going to endeavour to maybe make them a bit better.
Episode, but I think we did pretty damn well considering the circumstances.
Yeah, it was good fun, I think. Good fun. Kind of one thing left to do today, because I really need to head off in less than 2 minutes. So one thing left to do would be for you to give me your lovely rating for the Sontaran Stratagem and the Poison Sky.
I'm giving it a 7.5. I think it's fun.
I thought you were going to give it higher, because you were saying like Dr. Dance's Empty Child kind of territory.
Yeah, well, it was always my second favorite as a child. But obviously, when I'm older now, it's not as good. But it's fun. It's good fun. I enjoy it. It's not great, but it's fun.
Did you like the tweet about the new episode just coming out of our program whilst we were making the program?
Maybe.
That should be illegal. You're meant to be listening to me.
Sorry,
Anyways.
Dan fucking sent me a text, and then I just saw that I got us on alert, so I just quickly liked it. Sorry.
You dogged. You
Sorry.
fucking dogged. My rating for this episode, a little bit lower this week. I am going to give the episode a 6.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm surprised you even gave it that. I thought you can give it a lot
Really?
lower. Yeah.
That's okay. It works. It's a bit dumb. Maybe I was a bit generous, actually. But fuck it. It's too late now.
I think you've been too harsh, quite frankly. But yeah, no worries.
You're too generous, bitch.
Fight me, Aiden.
You gave Partners in Crime a 5 and this a 7.5. You fucking wally.
I stand by that score.
Connor, well,
Yes.
to the fans, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this really fast-paced episode. I hope it got you some adrenaline going. Connor, would you like to lead us out in song? Follow us on Twitter at 50doctor, Connor on Twitter at Hannum, Connor, me on Twitter at Green_Pro, Connor on YouTube at Green at Connor Hannum, and me on YouTube at Greenie Productions. Connor, would you like to sing us out in song now, please? And thank you.
Yeah, with peace and love. All right, you ready?
With peace and love, baby.
And a 1, and a 2, and a skidly-diddly-doo.
It's Aiden's and Connor's podcast. We're doing Doctor Who reviews.
It's
Doing Doctor